Fire and ash. It seems like this is the flavor of the month for James Cameron's universe. We've got a massive new movie and a major story expansion for the game, both dropping with the promise of heating things up. But after consuming both, I feel less like I've risen from the ashes and more like I've just been burnt out. Let's start with the big one, the movie. Avatar, Fire and Ash. If you value your time, you might want to check your watch, because this thing demands over 3 hours and 17 minutes of your life. And the biggest problem? It doesn't know what to do with them. The first major issue is the bloat. We are talking about a film that feels less like a narrative and more like a $400 million screensaver. At least 50% of the runtime is just a tech demo. Endless shots of wildlife and landscapes that look pretty but add absolutely nothing to the story. It's self-indulgent. It's James Cameron effectively locking you in a room to show you his vacation photos for 3 hours. And when the story does happen, it's just repetitive. We are recycling the same beats. Characters get captured, they get rescued. Captured again, rescued again. And who is the villain? Colonel Quaritch. Again. The stakes feel hollow because we've seen this movie twice already. The human's motivation changes constantly. First it was mining, then whale anti-aging goo, and now it's full-scale colonization? If they need a planet to live on, why are they trying to exterminate the locals instead of, terraforming something else? The logic falls apart the second you stop looking at the pretty CGI. Then you have the writing. It's lazy. Remember Spider? Suddenly, his mask battery life is a massive plot point, something that was never an issue before. And don't get me started on Kiri somehow downloading a firmware update into him so he can breathe Pandora's air. It's magic dressed up as sci-fi. Ultimately, the movie is a hollow victory. It's a visual feast with no nutritional value. A vanity project from a director who hasn't heard the word no in 30 years. So, if the movie is a bloated mess, surely the game expansion, From the Ashes, fares better? Well, yes and no. The DLC actually tries to fix the sins of the base game. We get a new protagonist, Solek, who isn't a whiny teenager, and the tone is darker and grittier. But while the vibe is better, the mechanics bring a whole new set of problems. Problem number 1, stealth. It is broken. The enemy vision cones are incredibly inconsistent. You can be miles away, take out a guard silently, and somehow the entire base knows exactly where you are instantly. It forces you into combat even when you want to play tactically. It's unpredictable and, frankly, frustrating. And when that combat starts, the mission design often feels overloaded. You're thrown into these massive bases with a laundry list of chores. Destroy this generator, blow up that fuel tank, while getting swarmed by infinite enemies. It feels like a chaotic checklist rather than a strategic engagement. It reminds me of Just Cause, but without the fun physics to back it up. Then there's the sky. Flying your Ikron should be the highlight, but the developers decided to fill the air with heat-seeking missiles that track you like they're possessed. You can barrel roll all you want, you're still going to get hit. It turns what should be a majestic dogfight into a chore. And we have to talk about performance. On PC, this expansion launched in a rough state. High GPU usage, crashes, and visual bugs. An NVIDIA driver update fixed some of it, but it still runs heavier than the base game. For a DLC that relies so much on its visuals to sell the immersion, having your frame rate tank takes you right out of the experience. So, here we are. On one hand, you have a movie that is polished to perfection visually, but is creatively bankrupt, bloated, and repetitive. On the other hand, you have a game expansion that actually tries to improve, adding a better protagonist and third-person gunplay, but gets dragged down by broken stealth, annoying missile spam, and technical hiccups. If I had to pick a poison, the game at least respects my time a little more than the movie. But honestly, both Fire and Ash and From the Ashes prove that just because something looks pretty doesn't mean it's good. The Avatar franchise is great at building worlds. I just wish they'd figure out how to tell a compelling story, or design a fair stealth mechanic within them. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments, did you survive the 3-hour movie, or did the game's missiles take you out first? Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.